Question, is Dorit's house crooked, or is this just the way that Bravo is filming her house? Because every time we get B-roll of Dorit's house, the home is like crooked. And I'm like, this is dangerous. Dorit, do you have insurance on this place? Girl, you need to get out. It looks like your house is sinking. I can't be the only one who's noticed that. Okay, so we open up with Teddy apologizing to Dorit by phone because she's not going to go, or she doesn't think that she's going to go to this event where all the girls are going to be at, and Dorit's not really accepting of the apology, and I just don't understand why. I don't think that Teddy should have apologized. I said in my last review, I understand her feeling uncomfortable being around Lisa Rinna when she has heard so many negative things, and with her getting close, she was just like, I have to say this. I understand that, because when you're getting close to somebody and you're making a friendship there, and you've listened to and you've heard some things, you feel kind of guilty. One, when it's hasn't been proven, and two, you feel like you've sat in a gossip session about somebody that you're generally starting to like and build a friendship with. And so I felt like she said that to her because she had to get it off her chest, and she didn't feel right, and she knew that she was going to be sitting with her in a reunion or watching this back, and knowing that she sat in a conversation where negative things were said about her, and she didn't defend her while she was building this friendship with this woman. So I honestly get what she was saying, but I felt like Teddy, just like Portia, has apologized enough, so I don't know why she's continuing to apologize, and I don't know why Dorit is continuing to play the victim, because Teddy wouldn't have anything to apologize for if you wouldn't have said it. It's Dorit's mouth that continues to get her in these situations, and then she plays victim and everybody else around her apologizes when she was the one who caused the drama with the negative things that she was saying about her castmates. Like, Dorit is the culprit here, not Teddy. You know what? Y'all told me in the comments that Lisa was going to be crying about a dog. And guys, I'm not insensitive. I know that for people who are animal owners, pet owners, pet owners, I do know that you have a special relationship with your pet. I just honestly feel like Lisa and Ken are excessive. They are excessive to the point where it's borderline questionable. Very, very questionable with how they treat these pets, where it's just like, would you do the same for a human? I doubt it. I see how you are with your girlfriends. Lisa's mother looks great for 89, and she also has like a lot of energy. Like, the lady is almost 90, and she's like walking around in like track pants and having a good time, like very on it with her conversation, and not a typical 89-year-old. So Lisa, you gonna age well, honey. You gonna age real well. You know what? I've never been to this event, and if you have been to this event, please let me know. But from the clips of this girl cult event, it gives me problematic. I feel like it's I'm sitting here and I'm watching and I'm just like, this seems like a very problematic event, and it gives me like liberals trying to do the right thing but missing the mark, just from what I've seen. I could be wrong. If you have been to this event, please let me know. I'm going to look it up myself, and if I am in town around that time, I'm going to check it out so I can get my own personal experience and see. But from watching it, I'm just like, it's something about it that's rubbing me the wrong way. And I think it's, you know what, I'm not going to say it, but y'all know what I mean. I also feel like at this event, and Erica is my girl, y'all know that, but I also feel like she's putting on, you know what I mean? She's putting on something that's a little bit more, you just slapped the, I don't know. I'm getting something from this event, and I'm getting something from Erica, and it's wading in the water of problematic for me. The best way I can describe it is straight women at a gay bar during a bachelorette party. Child, Kyle is having a seance at her old house. Truth be told, she should have had it at the new one, because word on the street is she got robbed at her new place. I told y'all, Kyle needs to be in a gated community. She is somebody who is visible, who is on TV. You should not be able to walk by her property. Like, there's a sidewalk. You can literally walk by her property. Yes, it's gated, but you can still walk by. And if you want to jump the fence, you can jump the fence. And if her security isn't, up to date, then you can rob them. And I honestly feel like Cal's house being burglarized was an inside job because they knew where to go. They knew when her security wasn't going to be working properly. They knew how to get around certain things. And you just can't, like, I haven't seen the place in person. I've seen it online. You just can't. There's ways to get in, but there is other ways where you are visible. People can see you. So I'm thinking if people did see whoever burglarized her home, it was somebody who they were familiar with, so they didn't think to, you know, call the cops or anything. They definitely were not a person of color. So I'm a very spiritual person. I grew up in a deliverance church. I also grew up in a Baptist church, and then we did holiness for a minute. And I believe that there is something beyond what we see and what we know, right? This psychic is bullcrap. I'm sorry. I do think that maybe she may have an intuition about something, an instinct about something. That's just being a human being. Our senses are connected to the earth and to the universe, and like we feel in a certain way because we are a part of the earth. We are from the earth. I do not for 1 second believe that this lady is the real deal, because I was listening and I was being very respectful, but she lost me at heaven calls her cell phone. Now, come on, Cal. I'm telling you, psychics are the biggest scam out here in LA. Aside from any other entertainment thing that they have going on out here, any other type of entertainment scams, psychics are very huge because rich people do not like to talk to a God that is accessible to everybody. So rich people don't like religion out here in LA because they don't like boundaries, and they also don't like being associated with somebody who will also talk to or have relationship with the poor. So a lot of them do not believe in religion that is accessible to everybody. They like to believe in I'm not going to say a religion because I don't want to offend anybody, but they like to believe in religions where you have to have a certain kind of bank account or wealth to be able to get access to this God or this deity. So I'm not surprised that Cal is listening to a psychic, and I'm not surprised that they're doing all these kind of things in a crystal ball and all this stuff. I've seen it out here, and it's only for the elite. Regular people are like going to church, you know what I mean? Like, but rich people, they want a God that you have to pay to get to. And so I'm not surprised that Kyle is falling for this lady who is, who has a cell phone plan in heaven. It's weird. It's really, really weird. And she lost me there. I do believe that people have gifts, right? However, I do not believe for 1 second that people's dead family members are calling her cell phone. I don't buy it. So the shady Bravo editor showed this scene of Miss Allison DuBois, that crazy medium. She was Camille's friend. That, guys, that was an epic scene, man. She read each and every housewife. Where is she at? Didn't she get into something with Faye Resnick too? That was a good scene. Where is Miss Allison DuBois? Please bring her back, Andy. She was good on this show. She got them housewives up and out of their, put together selves. And we got some real tea that night. We got a good little scene from Miss Allison DuBois. Bring her back, Andy. That's good TV. So this hack psychic tells Lisa about the dog, and then Lisa, who didn't believe her in the beginning, all of a sudden starts like getting emotional and about to cry, and then she's like, oh, I saw it on Twitter. I think she's been on Twitter for each and every one of them. This is the thing. I feel like she's researched them, because when you bring in a medium or a psychic on a TV show where these people, everything about their lives is on the internet, is on the television. I just cannot believe that you are pulling things that they haven't talked about, they haven't tweeted about, they haven't put on Instagram, they haven't put in their Bravo blog. I don't believe it. And so many rich people out here get scammed on a daily because they want to believe something about themselves that is grander than they could put together in their boring, mundane, wealthy life. And I feel like Cal is being taken advantage of. She's being scammed by this lady. But like what Lisa Rinna said, it just, even if it's not true, it's comforting. And I think that Kyle in this moment is just being comforted, and that is why she pays this lady, because even if she's not telling the truth, she's telling her something that will comfort her. So Kyle is fine with it, and if she likes it, then I'm not gonna say I love it, but it's okay with me because it's not my business. So if she wants to continue to get scammed and be comforted, flourish, girl. Flourish. So Erica brings up the Berlin trip that she has concerning Erica Jane stuff, and she invites everybody, and she makes this weird comment, and it's weird because she doesn't include her and Teddy, and she's just like, if you two can get over your differences and you two can get over your differences, then we should all be able to travel together. And then Kyle is like, well, what about you two, pointing to her and Teddy, because she pointed out everybody else who had issues and were able to get over it, so they should all be able to go on this trip. But she doesn't even acknowledge that she snapped at Teddy not too long ago, and it created like an awkward rift in the group. So Kyle points it out, and then she's like, awkward spice, because Erica doesn't want to acknowledge that, because I think that Erica has a problem with being wrong and apologizing, because even she looks at Teddy and she's just like, I apologize for losing my temper. However, pretend amnesia is different than amnesia, and we'll discuss it another time. Like, you can't give an apology and then try to take a dig at somebody and then put the conclusion of the argument on your time limit by saying, oh, we can discuss it another time, after you've said your piece, and you don't give Teddy an opportunity to respond with all that you just unloaded on her. So I just feel like Erica's very sensitive, and she likes things done her way. She's sensitive and spoiled, and she puts up this strong facade because she's been through so many things in her life, and it makes her kind of hard on the outside because she's had to do a lot of things to survive on her own up until she met her husband. And even then, she probably had to deal with a lot of people calling her a gold digger, and, you know, dealing with that kind of, like, I guess, Pretty Woman backlash. I'm talking about the movie. So I get her hard exterior, because we all, especially women who have not been carried around our lives, have had to put up this shield to protect ourselves from the pain of the world. So I get it, right? I just don't like how she's handling it, like she's the only one who's been through something like that, so her actions are justified. It's not. It's understandable, but it's not justified, because I just don't like how she's treating Teddy. To be honest, as an Erica Jane fan, it's very unbecoming of her. It really is. Anyway, that's where it ends. This episode kind of seems like a filler episode, and then next week doesn't look that interesting, and normally we get into a lot of drama when they go on their trips, so maybe the episode after next week is going to be a little bit more juicy. But I'm loyal to this franchise because you guys are loyal to me, so I will continue to review the show. Thank you so much for being very supportive. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, and sharing. I totally appreciate it. Like I said before, it's a lot of work to do these reviews, and I don't want to do them if nobody's watching them, but you guys really did show out, and I totally appreciate it. So I will be here next week to review it, and if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next week for the following episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Bye, guys.